What? I predict the fucking future. Alright guys, so that was my reaction reading that article. Well, you don't even know what article it is yet because I didn't tell you. But I don't think I can predict the future. It'd be pretty cool, but I think I just have like the same ideas that other people have. And this guy's in Antifa, so it's not like I have Antifa ideas or my ideas are like white nationalist or racist or whatever. It's just I had a solution to a problem that came up, and the flamethrower was like the solution to the problem. Is like, if you can't own guns and if you're legally not allowed to own guns or whatever, flamethrower seems like the scariest fucking weapon to this is a brand new battery and it's on 2 bars. I need to bring more batteries with me, but I'm supposed to be recording 3 videos in this session in this car too. Anyway, yeah, so here's the article. Flamethrower packing Antifa entered fetal position and began crying after unsuccessful escape from cops. This is from Zero Hedge, and I'll link the article below. But it says a 23-year-old Wisconsin man carrying a flamethrower, smoke grenades, and fireworks during a Saturday night demonstration in Green Bay dropped into the fetal position and began crying after he was chased down by police. Saturday would have been, oh yeah, that would have been the 29th of August. So Matthew Banta of Neenah, Wisconsin, who is known to be violent Antifa member who incites violence in other relatively peaceful protests, was one of 4 individuals walking towards the protest with baseball bats, according to news station ABC2. Green Bay police say they were called for a whole bunch of white people with sticks, baseball bats, and helmets headed towards the police on Walnut Street near Webster Avenue. A responding officer says that the 4 individuals walking towards the protest with baseball bats. One man was wearing a metal helmet with goggles and military-style gear with multiple pouches, and was wearing an Antifa flag. When the officer pulled his squad car in front of the group, they ran away. The officer caught Banta, who was carrying the flag, and says Banta dropped into the fetal position and began crying. He accused the officer of lying to him. The officer replied, or lying on him. The officer replied nobody was on him. I wish there was like video of this, because this seems like we should have more information about what's going on, because it does seem kind of suspect that just out of no reason the guy, unless he was like acting like the police, unless he was pretending that there was police brutality to cause a scene or something, that's why he dropped down into the fetal position. Maybe he wasn't actually scared and crying, he was just pretending to get sympathy or something. I wish there was a video. So this guy on Twitter says, as suspected, Matthew Banta is a hardcore Antifa militant. He goes by the online moniker The Commander Red on Twitter. Extremely disturbing that he goes to Antifa protests armed with a loaded rifle. He appears to be friends with violent Portland Antifa suspects, Alex Dial, aka Beta Cuck for Life. I guess that's his nickname on Twitter. But I think we have to be fair that if there's patriots or white nationalists or white supremacists, whatever you want to call them, going to protests with weapons, with armed rifles, you can't say that you can't call out saying an Antifa member going to a protest with an armed rifle is any different. I think that you should like treat everyone fairly. Like, anyone should be allowed to bring a gun to a protest as long as they can legally own one, or bring a weapon to a protest. It's the act of using it that is the bad thing. It's the act of the act of initiating aggression, and that's why I speak about the non-aggression principle and stuff like that, and believe in that. It's not having a weapon. It's the act of like intimidating, bullying, manipulating, trying to force someone to do something that they don't want to do. That's the bad thing with weapons and violence and all that. Anyway, Banta claims he wasn't planning to incite a riot with his flamethrower, smoke grenades, and fireworks. And I haven't seen in this article, there's no pictures of him with a flamethrower. I just thought it was interesting that I made a video yesterday about a flamethrower and then this article comes up. The three other individuals Banta was were caught trying to break into a house. When officers apprehended them, they dropped what they were carrying, with one of them telling the police that they were simply bringing items for self-defense. Last month, Banta was charged in Wupaka County with second-degree recklessly endangering safety and 4 other charges with pointing a loaded gun at a police officer and biting and kicking another. So then you can also say, like, well, this would be an example. This white Antifa member, he was charged with pointing a gun at an officer. Why was this white Antifa member not shot by police? I've seen you guys linked videos. I haven't gotten around to showing off every one of, like, oh, why weren't these white guys killed by police? This seems like a open reason. Like this guy... The videos that I saw, for the most part, well, the ones that I saw, the white guys weren't a threat to the police. That's why they weren't shot. But this one is saying that he pointed a loaded gun at police officer, this white Antifa guy, and he wasn't shot. So that's kind of interesting. Unless, like, the officers just knew that Matthew Banta didn't have the guts to pull the trigger and was just like, they were just idle threats or something. I don't know. But yeah, I would ask for an investigation on that. Why is this white Antifa member pulling a gun on police officers and not getting shot? When Matthew Banta, aka Commander Red, was arrested assaulting officer brandishing a rifle in one in Wisconsin, he was wearing an Antifa patch. This type of organized extremism should be covered in the national press, but it's ignored to maintain the no Antifa narrative. More evidence of Matthew Banta explicit Antifa ties. He's the militant arrested for allegedly attacking police officer in Wisconsin with a loaded rifle and a knife at protest. So yeah, that's what I would think. Why wasn't this white guy shot? But that's the end of this video. There's another thing I have to talk about YouTube is canceling my YouTube channel. So, all right.